New at 6, a Palm Springs AIDS survivor is pushing for coronavirus vaccine trials to include people who are HIV positive. As News Channel 3's Jake Ingrassia reports, he's already having an impact.
So it was kind of the same thing. It was deja vu all over again.
For Palm Springs resident Jeff Taylor, the coronavirus pandemic is not his first. He's a survivor of the 1980s AIDS crisis, too.
I'm alive because of the advances in science and the HIV pandemic. So I'm a true believer in better living through chemistry.
He's considered immunocompromised, and when he heard Moderna was opening a clinical research site for coronavirus vaccines just through the pass in Banning earlier this year, he started screening for the study.
You know, that's how I stayed alive during the HIV pandemic, is enrolling in trial after trial of experimental treatments to get access to treatment.
When he told them he has HIV, he says he was excluded from participating.
Which is counter to what we've been told, that people with HIV would be allowed into all the trials. And Moderna hadn't gotten that message.
He says that if people with HIV treat the virus properly, vaccines should work on them the same as they would anybody else. Reaching out to his network of longtime AIDS advocates, he pushed the FDA and National Institutes of Health, as well as the pharmaceutical companies, to include HIV-positive people in their research. Within weeks, he says he started seeing changes to the clinical studies policies.
Moderna pushed this through very quickly. They're a brand new company in the field. They have no expertise with HIV. And I think they just didn't know. They didn't want anything to slow down the study or make things look bad.
Taylor now anxiously waiting for his shot to get vaccinated. He says he's angered to hear that 50% of Riverside County healthcare workers have declined to take the vaccines that are now available.
I think it's kind of irresponsible, quite frankly. It's medical negligence and irresponsibility, and I'm really shocked and saddened to see that that's happening.
Now pushing for widespread vaccination to move forward from the pandemic. And according to the FDA, both Pfizer and Moderna are now including small samples of HIV-positive people in their coronavirus vaccine research, though the data on what they've found is not yet publicly available. Neither drug maker returned our request for comment immediately. I'm Jake Ingrassia, News Channel 3.